Hey YouTube, it's Flowy Fan since 2000 with a new review for a new show called Tyrant. If you haven't watched it, it's on FX, Tuesdays at 10. Love this show. I watched the first season, it's the second, about two Arab brothers who grew up in different countries, but were born in some fictional town in Arab or Iraq, whatever. And his other brother, Bassam, wanted to take over the throne of Jamal, and he ended up having a failed coup, got thrown in jail, and it's 4 months later in the season 2. And okay, let me get started. 4 months later, the guys are spraying on the wall by by Jamal's picture. You know, they hate him. They want him off the throne as president. They want to free Bassam, or they want his brother freed. And there's just so much drama going on because he's in prison. They don't know if he's going to live or die. He had a failed coup, and he could die, and I just hope he doesn't. Bassam is in prison. When his brother comes to visit him, they play chess. You know, his brother's telling him how, all these years I never thought you would betray me. You still never apologized to me. You never said I'm sorry. You never said anything. You just, what do you have to say to me? I can tell he's really having a hard time. He doesn't want to kill his brother or even have him in prison, but what else is he supposed to do? He tried to take over his throne. He, has to do something. He tells him that he do what you have to do. Jamal says, I can keep you locked up for the rest of your life. He's like, do whatever you have to do. You have to kill me. Do whatever you have to do, because I guess he's not going to beg him not to spare his life. He's not going to beg him. The public, they want Bassam free. Bassam, not Bassam, but Jamal gives his son the Minister of Energy Development. His son is like this big dorky guy that, doesn't even look like he could be his son. He tells him how he wants to go to London and how he wants to, work in his clothing store. He goes, oh, so you don't want this job? Well, I'll tell you what, you tell your friends in London to get somebody else to go there and you take this job. He basically doesn't give him a choice. He just like, I don't know anything about energy. He's like, you will learn. You're my son. You're going to take this. And he can't do anything about it. Terrorists set up this explosion. They want to bomb the president's guards, and they end up blowing it up. They put on bombs, and I thought it was going to be like a suicide mission. But anyway, when he gets there with the bomb, sorry I'm going so fast. He gets there, he comes out, and the guy sees that he has blood on his jacket because he killed the other guard and took his place. And he's like, wait. And before he can even say anything, he blows up the guards, and, everybody's going crazy. They're like, oh my God, what do we do? These terrorists, they keep attacking. And Jamal and his uncle have disagreements about it, and he tells him he wants to do a minor, explosion to teach him a lesson. He wants those stocks of gas eliminated. This is what Jamal is telling his uncle. He says that even though his brother is not with him, he always keeps his voice inside his head for safekeeping. And, he really doesn't like how his uncle is talking down about his brother. He still loves him. He's just, between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't know what to do. The Chinese are taking over Bassam's wife, that's what his wife thinks. The Chinese are taking over and that they need to do business with him, and that, he has this drama with his brother. He's like, should I kill him now, or should I wait for the Chinese to arrive? I just don't want all this turmoil to happen where we're trying to make new allies. And his wife tells him, we'll do it now before the Chinese get here. You could kill him by sun up, and by sundown meet the Chinese. She's cold-blooded. I like her character, but she has no heart, or So we think, right? No heart. Okay. Um. Then we get to see that Bassam's son wife is now pregnant. And, he basically Jamal goes to her. Not Bassam, Jamal's, son's wife is pregnant. Jamal's the president, Bassam is the guy that's in prison. That's the brother who tried to go against Jamal. Anyway, we find out that Jamal's son's wife is pregnant, and he accuses her of turning his son against him. She says, no, I had no idea he was trying to go to London, and that I know the deal. I know you raped me on the night of my wedding to your son. I will never speak of it. You killed my father, and this is the deal we have. I have no choice. And Jamal's wife comes in and she's like, oh, the baby, it is kicking. And she goes, yes, only when he hears his grandfather. And he just kind of looks, he's like, if you want to live or you don't want anything else to happen, you will keep your husband in line and keep him here, not trying to leave the country. And then the journalist, he goes to see his daughter and tells her not to become a terrorist, not to continue on this journey to try to overthrow the government, overthrow Jamal, because it will be, too many consequences she will have to face. And she basically doesn't listen. She tells him, I got to do what I got to do. I don't like this government telling me what I can say, what I can't say, what I can watch. I need freedom. And so she continues to do what she has to do. Hold on, I'm just looking over my notes. Jamal's son too. Yeah, Jamal's son has a conversation with, his wife. His wife is basically like, you can't leave. He's like, I'm tired of this lifestyle. I'm tired of living under my father's rules and all these, things he wants me to do that I'm not. I'm not a minister of energy, and I can't really do this job. We need to get our money and go. And she tells him, do you honestly think your father will let us go? He's not going to do that. He is, going to find us, hunt us down, and basically I've already lost too much and I can't lose anymore. And she tells him, please stay, don't leave. And basically he's like, okay, fine, whatever. The building with the terrorist weapons are blown up, and that was what Jamal wanted to happen. One of their men packs their bags and says, F this, I'm tired of it. I really don't want to be a terrorist for an empty cause, and I don't want to lose my life for something that's not even worth it. Jamal has too many weapons, will never be him. And the guy was just like, fine, go, I'm not going to stop you, and if anybody else wants to leave, you can leave too. He doesn't want to stop them. The troops come in to bring Bassam's wife to him, and he had this conversation. He hasn't seen his wife in 4 months, and she basically just says she understands why he did it. His kids are back in the States. They talk via Skype, and he says that he's been writing his father saying that he understands what he did, and he doesn't have any hard feelings. And while his wife is visiting him, he says those are the things that kept him sane, and that he really loves them. He's going to miss them. And it was just really sad, because for all she knows, that's the last time she's going to ever see her husband. Yeah, she also tells him that he's inspired people and that they want him free, but honestly he doesn't believe that he'll ever be freed. And it was a sad moment. They begin to execute Bassam, and his wife is very emotional. You could tell Jamal is very emotional. He grabs his wife grabs his hand. Sorry, and you could tell she's just very sad. And as they execute him, after they execute him, she runs to the bathroom crying hysterically, and we get to see that she was still in love with Bassam. He was actually the brother that she wanted, but because he left 20 years ago and just came back 4 months ago, that she had to settle for Jamal, and she doesn't really love Jamal. Not like she loved Bassam, and, she's bitter about it, but she still loved him, and she was sad to see him go, and that's why she went to the bathroom and just started crying hysterically, and we get to see that she does have a heart, and that her heart belonged to Bassam, but she still feels heartbroken by him because he left. They shower together, and then they go to meet the Chinese, and they get bombarded by, their mother or his mother, who's angry that he killed his brother, and that he wants to actually celebrate on the same night. And she was just like, I thought you'd be different from your father. And he goes, you want to protect the son who tried to attack me and kill me and take my throne. You will finally get to see who the evil one is. You'll finally get to see that I am much worse than my father. And it's actually quite sad that he had to do it, but like I said, it had to be done. The journalist continues to talk to his daughter out of the terrorist plans, but again, she won't go. Jamal, we find out, dun 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 dun, spoiler alert or whatever, that Jamal did not kill Bassam, that he actually had him, taken out and replaced with somebody else who was an enemy of the state. And basically, he takes him to the desert in a helicopter, him and his uncle, and basically leaves him there and says, all this land that you wanted to betray me for, now is all yours. He leaves him there, and he's like, I can't believe you betrayed me, but this is what you deserve. And he leaves. You can tell he's looking at Bassam. He's sad, but he leaves him there. And I was just like, oh my God, how is he going to survive in the desert? Just how is he going to survive? And Jamal's wife tries to console him about his brother's death. She tells him that I did love him, because Jamal's like, I loved him. Even after he left, I loved him. And when he left, I realized that he didn't love the way I loved him. He didn't love me back. And she was just like, yes, I loved him too because he was your brother. But she doesn't really tell him the truth, that she was really in love with him. And, yeah, and that was the end of the first episode. Anyway, rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you like this video. Check out Tyrant on FX Tuesdays at 10. And I'm seeing you in my next video.